I taught myself to cook. Over 20 years of obsessively experimenting in the kitchen and questioning everything to create my magical restaurant dishes. Now I'm going to share my secrets with you so you can cook like me at home. It looks brilliant, doesn't it? Each week we'll look at one key ingredient like cheese, beef or eggs. This week, it's good old spuds. I really believe that by getting to grips with your ingredients, you'll gain the confidence to be more creative with your cooking. I like that. I'm going to go back to basics, challenge traditional techniques, and compile a compendium of tips to transform how you cook at home. I'm taking 5 from that one. So come and share my innermost secrets. The humble spud, our nation's favourite vegetable. We love them so much, we eat 6 million tonnes a year. So I want to show you how to do them the justice they deserve. From the basics like whipping up mash as light as air, to how to create my famous triple cooked chips. Then some potato magic you can do at home. A delicious donut with exploding sugar.
That is gorgeous.
Oh, and you'll need a perfume spray, some popping candy, and a blowtorch. After all this, you'll never cook or look at potatoes the same way again. I'm going to begin with the champion of potato dishes, the Great British Chip. How many times do you remember going into a fish and chip shop and then finding this pile of fatty, soggy chips? Like this. In fact, this one is particularly flaccid. Now, for me, this is the antithesis of what a perfect chip should be. It should have a delicate, fluffy centre with a thick glass-like crust. And after years of research and tons of potatoes, I've discovered the secret. You have to cook them not once, not twice, but 3 times. I promise you, it is worth it. So, proudly introducing my signature recipe, the triple cooked chip. One of the best spuds for a great chip is a Maris Piper. Peel and cut them into thickish battens. If the chip's too thin, there's a danger that it's going to be all crust and no centre. Oh, that's massive. Sack the bloke cutting the chip, if you ask me. Rinse off the excess starch for 5 minutes. And now for the first cooking process. The first step towards chip perfection is to simmer them. This stage is the thing that makes these chips so different, so crisp and so fluffy. Put the potatoes in cold, unsalted water and simmer them for 20 minutes until they just start to break apart. All that broken surface will then absorb the oil, which will make the crust beautifully golden. Oh? You can see that there's little cracks forming. That's going to give a beautiful crust. This is great. But a soggy chip will never crisp up. All that steam that you can see is great because that's moisture coming out the potato. But it's not enough. You need to get them really dry. So over the years, I've tried all sorts of ways of drying chips. I stuck them in the microwave. I used a hairdryer on them. I tried to vacuum suck the steam out of them. I even tried this, a pin, to try and get more moisture out of the potato. The answer I finally came up with is considerably less bonkers. Pop them in the freezer. As the hot chips cool, their surfaces dry out beautifully. About an hour will do it. With the chips good and dry, you can get cracking with the golden crusts. So stage 2 in the pursuit of chip perfection is a gentle fry. So I've heated the oil to 130 degrees centigrade, which isn't that hot. This gentle fry forms the base coat, a tough layer to give the chip its crunch. After 5 minutes, they're done. Now, what we're looking for here is a nice crust to have formed, but just before they started to colour. And that's going to prepare them for the final hot oil cooking stage, when they'll go really golden. So, stage 3, a hot fry. Turn the heat up to 180 degrees and drop your chips back in the oil until golden brown. This is where they just turn into something magical. Right, these chips are now done. The double fries made them so golden and crunchy, but here's one final spritz of magic, an instant hit of nostalgia. Some malt vinegar in an atomizer. The smell invokes all the excitement of the chip shop without turning that golden crust soggy with gallons of vinegar. That is everything a chip should be. After tucking into a bowl of my chips, I need a bit of a workout. Where am I going? Huh? All right, hands up, I'm not a brilliant rower. This keeps on popping out. Better stick to what I'm good at, cooking spuds. Just imagine if you could make the most luxurious, velvety, yet light as air mashed potato and have hidden within it little bursts of really exciting flavour. I'm going to show you how. First, select your spud wisely. There's an awful lot of stuff in here that influences the way a potato cooks. It's called potato starch. One of the secrets to success is picking the potato with the right amount of starch for the job. Spuds with loads of starch are called floury. They're big, thick-skinned, ugly-looking ones, like Maris Piper or King Edward's. When you cook them, they'll fall apart a bit more easily, they'll be more fluffy. So they're traditionally used to make mash, but I've found that sticky starch can ruin mash. Waxy varieties have less starch in their cells, so waxy potatoes can make a great velvety mash. So peel your waxy spuds, but don't throw the skins away. It's the tastiest part, so save them for later. Then I need to wash the excess starch off them. So just a bit of running water until it runs clear. Dealing with the starch inside the potato is trickier. What most people would do now is pop those in a pan of salted water and cook them until they're soft before pureeing them. I'm not going to do that. Boiling raw potatoes burst their cells, so that dreaded starch seeps out. So I'm going to show you an incredibly simple way to keep it trapped inside. And this is the most important part of this recipe. This is basically where all the magic happens. All you need is a pan of water and a thermometer. It is so simple to use and it will totally transform your mash. I'm going to put my potatoes in water at 72 degrees centigrade for half an hour. This gentle simmer will work wonders. At this temperature, they mysteriously toughen up. And by toughening up, they're going to trap those swollen starch granules inside, which means they won't be allowed to burst out and cause havoc with your mash. To finish trapping the starch, simply run your spuds under cold water, and now you can boil them as normal. While my spuds are cooking, I've got Mike and Terry, my decorator mates, round to see just how important avoiding starch is for silky smooth mash. Up to 25% of a potato can be starch. And when you cook potatoes in boiling water, what happens is the starch can swell to 100 times, making your mashed potato go completely gluey, basically like wallpaper paste. Did you know that, guys?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
You weren't listening, were you?
I am now.
Have you ever put up wallpaper with potatoes before?
No. Never.
We've got a first then. This is pure starch extracted from potatoes. Look at the gloop you get just by warming with water.
It's certainly sticking. It's sticking.
Does it look and feel like wallpaper paste?
It certainly does. This could work really well.
All right, let's turn that room into something quite beautiful with potatoes. This is the wall. It's working. It looks like it's working.
Every bit as good as any other paste I've used. Well, I think it's even stickier.
Really? So imagine if you added a spoonful of this to your mashed potato, what it would do to it.
Unthinkable.
You look horrified.
I am.
And so you should be. So there you go. Potato starch is so sticky you can hang wallpaper with it. So if you don't lock it inside your spuds, you'll get miserable mash. We've got to do plumbing next with carrots. OK, so back to those potatoes. They've been in for 20 minutes. These potatoes are cooked. It's so brittle, there's no stickiness there at all, and that shows how much we've trapped that starch in. Drain them and leave them to steam dry for 5 minutes. Now, I'm using 25% weight of butter to my potatoes, but if you're feeling really generous, whack it up to 50%. Just don't eat it too often, but it's blooming good. To get your potatoes really smooth, you need to mash them twice. First, crush them with a ricer. You can get these from the supermarket. Then force them through a sieve. Now, remember I saved the skin? Most of the flavour of a potato comes from the skins. So I want that potato flavour in my mash. So stick them in a pan of milk, simmer for at least 5 minutes, and once they've infused, pour the strained milk into the mash and add salt to taste. There's no gloopiness at all. That has now got that velvety texture, but still incredibly light. My mash contains so much delicious butter that it needs a blast of acidity to cut through the richness and enhance the potato flavour. So I found the secret ingredient. Lime and potato work brilliantly together. I'm encapsulating all that lime flavour in a little cube, so it is going to explode in the mouth. They're really easy to make. Just warm 200 ml of lime juice. For added fragrance, chuck in the zest and 50 grams of sugar. As soon as it boils, I'm going to add some of this stuff. Now, this is called agar-agar. It sounds exotic, but you can get it at the supermarket. It'll set your liquid into a jelly. Stir in a heaped tablespoon, then pour the jelly through a sieve into a container and put it in the fridge to set. So there is my block of lime jelly. Centimetre cubes are the perfect size for these little citrus bombs. So there's my luxurious, velvety mashed potato with a magical exploding burst of lime jelly. Wonderful. Even with mash this fantastic, you might be left with the occasional uneaten morsel. Us Brits love to rustle up recipes with our leftovers, so I'm meeting some local Morris dancers to taste their home-cooked specialities. Most people make a meal of their leftover mash by adding other flavours, which is great, but I want to show them there's one spud left over that's a fantastic flavour booster in itself, if you know how to use it. I feel a bit underdressed coming in here.
Hello, Heston. Very nice to meet you.
First to get cooking is Dave.
Doing is a bubble and squeak.
To pack his spuds with flavour, he's mixing mash with sweet potato, Brussels sprouts, onions and mushrooms.
Add it to the mashed potato, and then, because very partial to garlic, a bit of crushed garlic.
Is that going in raw?
Yes.
Do you quite like that?
Yes.
Aggressive.
The bite.
To serve up his squeak, Dave's rustled up a serving plate as colourful as his costume.
I don't like garlic.
Dave's spuds aren't short of flavour. It's really nice, apart from the raw garlic. That's the only thing. Otherwise, that'd be delicious. Next, it's Kathy. Her mash flavourings are bacon, chopped eggs and cheese. It looks a little bit crumbly, though. How much butter do you put in your mash?
Dollop.
Dollop is 17.37 milligrams.
That's impressive.
Kathy's shaped her mash into a patty. She's added lots of ingredients for flavour, but with such a big lump of spud, I'm not sure if she's added enough fat. I think it'd be really good to play around with the amount of butter in there.
Yeah.
The last Morris dancer to cook his spud recipe is Rob. He's combining mashed Maris pipers with sun-dried tomato and parmesan.
I use a ring, a sort of non-stick ring to actually cook this, sadly, because I like it all neat and tidy.
Cooking mash can be risky, as heat and stirring make it gluey. Frying gently in a ring isn't a bad idea, but you'll need to keep an eye on it.
Let's just turn that down a little bit.
It tastes great. I think it's really good. The parmesan's melted more evenly than I thought it might have done. And the parmesan flavour, it's there, but it's not too strong. But that was a man-sized portion of mash, which meant more room to have fun with the cheese.
Gelato or something like that.
Something like that.
Another Italian one?
Yeah, so you can have semi-liquid pockets of cheese inside, which could work really well.
I'm drooling.
But the Morris dancers have come up with some great ways of flavouring their mash, but I want to show them how the potato itself can be used to flavour a dish. So I'm going to use the part of the potato that a lot of people throw away, the skins. There's an awful lot of flavour in here. I decided to make potato milk jam.
Sounds like the first 3 lines of a shopping list.
The first step was roasting the skins in salt and oil. Add 940 grams of sugar, 860 mils of milk, and your tasty roasted potato skins. So now you have to wait for 2 hours. That's the thing. And just stir. You don't have to stand there for 2 hours stirring, but you've got to stir fairly regularly. But to coin a phrase...
Here's one I made earlier.
Just strain out the skins.
That smells good from here.
And you've got a creamy potato-flavoured jam to use as a dip or to spread on toast. Well, that's put them in a celebratory mood. I wonder if they'll be moved to dance when they try my even weirder potato recipe later. Coming up, we'll move on to some real potato wizardry you can do at home. I'll turn spuds into sugar that explode in your mouth, make a fluffy donut from a floury spud. I'll say so myself, it's fantastic. And invite the Morris dancers round for a magical afternoon tea.
That is gorgeous.
Each week I'm taking one ingredient and sharing with you all the tips and techniques you'll need to create my magical recipes at home. This week it's our old friend, the humble spud. We've made velvety mash and I've shared the secrets of my golden triple-cooked chips. So for my next trick, I'm going to transform a simple spud into an exploding donut. I'm really excited about this next recipe. It's great fun, it's totally surprising, and is utterly, utterly delicious. I'm going to show you how to make donuts. But these aren't just any donuts. My donuts are made from delicately smoked potatoes, fried until golden, then dusted in vibrant green exploding sugar. How good does that sound? First, I need to make the donut batter. Normal donut is made from flour alone, but this is no normal recipe. For a lighter and springier donut, I'm starting by swapping some of the flour for a fluffy potato, like a King Edward. First, though, a couple of tricks to boost the flavour. I'm going to bake them on a bed of salt. Prick them all over and sit them on their crunchy bed. The salt really boosts and concentrates their flavour. Bake them at 180 degrees for 2 hours. With the potatoes baked, my next trick is to smoke them. All you need is a pan, your hob, and some of these. My old favourites, wood chips. You can buy these from the garden centre, anywhere that sells barbecues as well. Put the wood chips in a dry pan on a high heat and give them a quick blast with a blowtorch to get them smoking. Cut your spuds in half, and this helps let the moisture out and the smoky flavour in. Now, I don't want the potatoes to sit on top of the wood chips, so I'm just going to make a very elegant tinfoil pillow and then just stick the potatoes on top. Smoking is such an easy trick, and it's amazing how many different things the smoky flavour works with. Fish, meat, you can put fruit in there. Smoked pineapple is absolutely fantastic. Being really creative, you can smoke your cereal, smoke your mum, smoke your shoes. After about 5 minutes, scoop out the soft, smoky centres and push them through a sieve. So that's now ready to make the donut batter with. Just before I do that, though, there's still some more flavour I can extract from these skins. So whip up some potato milk, like we did in the mash recipe. For a reminder on how to make my potato milk, plus the other recipes in the show, go to channel4.com/Heston. OK, so now to make the batter, you need 2 eggs, 95 grams of sugar, a splash of that smoky potato milk and 30 mils of vegetable oil, 10 grams of baking powder to keep your batter airy, 255 grams of plain flour, and then mix in the magic ingredient, 130 grams of smoked potato. I'm not going to add all of this because I want to save some of this for a little bit later. The spuds mean you need to add a lot less flour to your batter, which means it's lighter, fluffier and more delicious. Spoon the batter into a piping bag and squeeze out your potatoey donut rings. The batter's still so runny, I'm not going to be able to pick these up, so I'm going to pop them in the freezer for about half an hour. Now simply drop the frozen rings in groundnut oil at 180 degrees centigrade and fry them until they're lovely and golden. I tell you, the smell of these is just fantastic. Place on a sheet of kitchen paper to absorb the oil when they're done. So I've used potatoes like flour. For my next trick, I'm going to turn them into sugar. One of the biggest memories for me when eating donuts was you pick the donut up, you could feel that dusting of crystallised sugar on the outside. So I wanted to incorporate that into this recipe. So I found a way to use simple science to transform my potato leftovers into sugar. And because it's all about childhood nostalgia, I'm going to colour it bright green. Just heat sugar and water together to make a syrup. So when that gets to 160, I'm going to add my vibrant green mashed potato. This swamp is pure science. As the water evaporates, the syrup gets so concentrated it starts to crystallise around the particles of potato. Now, can you see that's now starting to crystallise? So it's turned from a syrup and become sort of more granular and drier. For the final hit of nostalgia, popping candy. Mix it in with your potato sugar for an exploding kick, and then you're ready for your donuts. I like to dip mine in that delicious potato jam I made earlier before dusting with the popping potato sugar. That, if I say so myself, it's fantastic. I've got fireworks going on in my mouth. But how will my popping potato donuts go down with the mash-loving Morris dancers?
Here we are.
I thought as it's raining,
Yes.
I'll come and bring lunch to you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
It's not all leftovers, is it?
Well, not quite, but they're not far off. In your bags, you have some donuts,
Of course.
Right.
Smell good.
but they're made with smoked baked potato.
Wow.
And then here, we've got like dipping sauce, my potato milk jam, and then 3 different pots of coloured crystallised sugar.
That's amazing.
And they've got some popping candy on them as well.
Wow, that's
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Got to be done. Ladies first.
Oh, excitement. Oh,
Then you can just
I'll go for that one,
sprinkle
I
some. You
think.
go for the green one.
It's a very pretty colour.
Isn't it? Matches your eyes.
Oh, that is gorgeous. That is incredible, Heston.
And the smoke.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Really comes through, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even if you do have a cold.
Can you hear the
You really
crackles?
did. Popping in my mouth.
That was the dentures.